Welcome in, guys. Episode 55 of Chillin for Your Lives podcast. Today, we're going to talk about some interesting topics. We have Cyberpunk getting delayed. PS5s are now out in the world. Apex Season 7 launch trailer dropped for the new season coming out. And Google Stadia Directive Creator or Creative Director said some stuff about Twitter, and people are not very happy about it. So if you guys are interested in any of those topics, make sure you stick around. But before that, happy Halloween. This episode will drop 2 days before, but as you can see, we're both dressed up. I am Captain America, and I'm joined today with my co-host Stadium. What are you today?
I am the newest employee at the Krusty Krab.
Are you just flipping patties, or are you at the register?
I don't know what I'm doing because SpongeBob is a god tier fry cook, right? We all know this. There's never been one better, except supposedly Squidward says that one employee that came back for that one episode was even better. I can't even remember his name, so he can't be that great. So I'm not flipping burgers because I don't want to be shown up by SpongeBob. And Squidward, I have a lot of cashiering experience, but Squidward, I feel like he's got that spot held down pretty well also. He's not a good employee by any stretch, I would say. But so I think I am
server.
Sure, yeah. I'm like the bus boy there. I run the food. I help people. I get ice if they need some in their diet, Dr. Kelp, and all that good stuff. So that's what I do. I'm just kind of like an extra.
Yeah, and you can't be the host because Patrick's. May I take your hat, sir? Up there.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
I could never rob Patrick of that job. Never. I'd feel terrible.
That's a god squad. So, if I'm dining in at the old Krusty Krab, I'm pretty hype if I see, I walk in, Patrick takes my hat, Squidward takes my order, SpongeBob owns the grill with all 8 of the arms that he has, and then you bring it out.
Yep.
And then I get to
you can't beat it.
Talk to Mr. Krabs, for a little bit when he's not counting his money.
Yeah, you get to see them thwart another attempt from Plankton to steal a Krabby Patty.
Yeah, I get to see Plankton. Dude, that sounds
come on down to the Krusty Krab and buy yourself a Krabby Patty.
They need to make a SpongeBob VR experience. I don't know if they have.
Oh my God, they should.
That'd be
sick. It could be like Job Simulator, but you work at the Krusty Krab.
Yeah, you go order and stuff. That'd be so sick.
I'd buy that so fast.
Yeah, I would too.
Oh my God.
So you got the little hat on and stuff?
Yeah, so I basically just have the hat, it magically sits on SpongeBob's flat square head, flat rectangular head. So I got it to magically sit on my big rounded head. And there it is. It's fighting an epic battle with my headset right now, but I think they're finally what's it called? An armistice, maybe? That's probably not the right
wrong
word.
Guy, but yeah.
Where they're not they're not fighting anymore. They have they haven't signed the treaty yet, but they're settled down.
Right.
So.
Dude, that's sick. What's crazy too is I've never seen a Krusty Krab hat, and when you showed me, I was expecting like a legit hat with the Krusty Krab, it fits your head. And when you
like a baseball cap,
yeah. And when you turned on your camera and I see this fucking skinny ass, long ass hat, dude, I lost it.
It's so perfect. I was in Spirit Halloween and I was looking at all of these awesome uniforms, seeing so many great things. I could be this or that. And then I just turned the corner and my broke ass sees this Krusty Krab employee official hat. And they just shot down King Neptune himself, just shined a spotlight right on it. And I had to buy it.
How much was it, by the way?
It was only $8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I'm going to rock this thing for the rest of eternity. So it was very well worth my money.
You're just you're on tour wearing it.
Yeah,
music.
Dude, I kind of wish I worked. I actually got Halloween off somehow at Red Lobster. So that would be so awesome if I worked that day because then I could wear this because it's pretty related, I would say.
Yeah.
Working at Red Lobster and working at the Krabby Patty, those are they're so closely related. It might be illegal to work at both of them because they're direct competitors.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
Okay, we should get into that to the actual show.
Yeah, we can. I just want to say that I got Captain America. We did a little poll.
Oh, of course.
We did a little poll on stream, and I had a bunch of different options, and Captain America was just the clear winner. And I mean, can you really blame the people?
Yeah, and then you tweeted a picture of yourself wearing the. I think it was just from the shoulders up, so you didn't get the whole experience. Just a quick little teaser for the OnlyFans free preview, So from the shoulders up, it looked like a clear winner.
Yeah.
So
and then I had to buy the shield separate though.
It didn't come with the shield.
It didn't come with the shield. I bought this one.
Greedy ass Disney.
Yeah, this one was cheap. I got it. It's definitely not life size. It's 12 inches in diameter, and I think the real one's probably like double.
Yeah, because he can like crouch and hide behind the entire thing. So
yeah, and it's made out of metal, and I'm sure you can buy that. I think I saw it, but I was like, do I want to drop $150, whatever it is, on a real shield? Probably not.
Yes.
Unless
you got the vibranium shield at the Walmart there straight from Wakanda.
That'd be sick.
That'd be dope for $100.
Yeah, for $100, I might invest. I just might. But yeah.
But I mean, there's nothing wrong with getting a smaller one. You know, you don't want to scare the kids with the real shield.
It's just enough to deflect like Nerf bullets, I'd say.
Okay, yeah, that's respectable.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm happy with it. It's nice and comfy. I had to get the XL. I think I had to get a size bigger, so it's a little bit loose, but it was half off. Instead of being like 60, it was like 28. So I was like, there's no reason for me to spend an extra $20-some for something I'm gonna wear like twice.
Yeah, that was kind of my mindset going in. Like, I'm too broke to be going all out on a Halloween episode for now. In the future, I would love to, but right now, this hat is slaying the game right now.
I love it.
Exactly. Shout out to our audio listeners that totally miss out.
Yeah, the audio listeners definitely get to enjoy this episode more, because you can kind of just hear the costume and the energy.
I'll tap my hat on the mic every now and then for the
tapping my shield.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there you go. Just throw it. That'd be so dope if we're just like casually like having a conversation and you just throw it on the wall behind you and it bounces back and you grab it like it's nothing.
Yeah, imagine if I threw it at the camera and it transitioned into like the outro.
Oh my god, if we could set that up, let's do that.
Yeah, if there's any editors that listen to this podcast, if you want to edit clips for us for free,
or incredibly cheap
at a deal, you know, just starting off, that would be awesome. So, yeah, just throwing that out there.
All right. Something that isn't awesome, though, that I really want to get into is Cyberpunk getting delayed. Lol. That's, the
theme of this year.
I repeatedly say that Cyberpunk 2077 does not, I've probably said it on this podcast multiple times, that game does not exist until it's literally in my hands. And I'm getting the digital version, so I don't think it's ever going to exist, actually. But you know what I mean. Until I'm playing and moving my character, Cyberpunk 2077 doesn't exist, because as far as I know, if you're in the industry, as some of you guys are, I know that they use the term gone gold a lot. And basically just what that means is the game is done, right? It's like finished, ship it. It's on the Blu-ray, shipping it out to Sony to make sure it's on the whatevers, you know? So, or Microsoft or whatever. And so as far as I know, this is the first game that I can remember since I've been into the video game, like been into the industry. This is the first game that I know of that was delayed after it's gone gold. So
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So what are your feelings about Cyberpunk being delayed until December 10th? So nothing crazy, just a few weeks, but still, it got delayed.
Okay, so if it wasn't like console launch season and every game under the sun's coming out, and just this is like prime video game era every 7 years or whenever consoles come out, roughly.
Yep.
If it wasn't that, then I'd probably be pissed. But since there's, you know, multiple other games that I'd like to try out, and some that probably will come out of the woodworks, like out of nowhere, that'll be really sick, like Among Us did, or, you know, Fall Guys. I'm pretty happy about this because it gives me time to play games like Godfall. I might try that out. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I might try that out. When does Spider-Man come out?
It's a launch title.
It's a launch title.
Yeah, so what would that be? The 17th, I think? The
12th?
I don't know. Somewhere in there. I'm not getting one at launch, so I'm trying to just pretend like it doesn't exist, you know?
Yeah, they're roughly all coming around that same week. So, like, that's when a lot of stuff's coming out. So I think Cyberpunk was going to dominate either way in sales, but I think since it's in December now, it's going to give them, you know, obviously more time to perfect the launch, but it's going to really help their sales, I think, than it normally would.
Yeah, I agree. I think the big winners here are probably Assassin's Creed and Godfall.
Yeah.
because like while those games are very different than Cyberpunk, they still all exist in like, you know, the big video game releases, you know? So people only have so much money, especially with games being a lot of games being $70 now. I don't know if any of those games in particular are $70, but Cyberpunk is like the game that people want, right? Yep. So if you can only get one, you're probably not getting Assassin's Creed and you're probably not getting Godfall. So I would assume like sales wise, it probably goes Cyberpunk and then Assassins and then Godfall is my guess.
Yeah.
So like those games for sure, their sales are going to go up because then you have a month now.
Yeah.
That's 4 paychecks for some people, 2 paychecks for some people. Like that's a lot of time to build up another $60, $70, right? So totally fine. Yeah, like the only thing that really sucks about the whole thing is that today it came out why it actually got delayed, and that's because they're still optimizing it for current gen consoles. Yeah. So we haven't even, that's always the big thing with going into next gen is like when they announce that games are going to be on like, they're on the Xbox 360 and the Xbox One or the PS3 and the PS4. And it's like, we're trying to move ahead, you know, and we don't want these new games to be held back so they can run on old hardware. So these games we're already seeing the current gen slowing us down, but I get it, you know. Yeah. You can't just expect everyone to buy a $400 or $500 box right off the bat to get all these new games. So,
yeah, it's tough when you're young too. Like I remember, I didn't get the Xbox One until maybe 3 or 4 years after it came out. It was just too much. So I get it, but I think overall, this fall, this winter is going to be kind of what we were expecting early in 2020. Remember when we were like super hype about all the announcements, you know?
Yeah, everything was coming out.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be this next quarter and the beginning of next year with hopefully God of War. I mean, we don't have an exact date, but just some big games like that, and maybe like Kenna, however you pronounce it.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, Cyberpunk, I'm going to be hype. I think it's going to be one of those games that everyone's going to be playing no matter, even if they've heard of it or haven't heard anything about it. It's just going to have so much hype. So I don't know, December 10th, it's going to be sick. I hope the game has a lot of replayability. I know it has 3 different stories. I feel like we've heard a little bit about multiplayer, but maybe not.
To be honest, I'm not sure even. I've gone so dark on that game. I don't know. I don't even know if there is multiplayer.
There might not be. I could be totally wrong.
Like, I want to say there isn't, but
yeah,
I know that the topic of multiplayer has come up, but I don't know if it's like in there. There's definitely not like some PvP arena shooter kind of thing. Yeah. Like it's definitely not that. So I don't know about the multiplayer aspect, but yeah, if you don't know what Cyberpunk is now, you will when the game comes out because it'll be everywhere. That's all you'll hear about. It'll be getting 9.5s and 10s from everyone under the sun, I'm sure. Twitter is going to blow up about it. All that good stuff. People are going to be, I can't wait to go on Twitter and just see everyone's custom dicks posted on there. Like, look at this masterpiece I crafted in Cyberpunk for my character, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking forward to, really. Fuck the game, dude. I just want to see all those.
Yeah, true. In other news.
You're going to end on that?
Yeah, that's perfect. All
right, yeah.
In other news, we've seen PS5s, you know, out in the world. They're comparing sizes. They compared them to all the other consoles. These MFs are fucking huge.
Yeah, man. All you lucky content creators out there are getting your PlayStations and you're unboxing them and you're showing them off. Yeah, they're pretty massive too. Like you can kind of tell when they like, you know, it hasn't been a secret that this thing is freaking huge for a while, but now that people have them and they can just compare them to everything.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, this thing is massive.
Yeah, like I feel really sorry for people that put like their PS4s in like a little like compartment in a TV stand because this PS5 was probably not going to fit.
Yeah, there's no way it's going to fit.
You're going to have to sit it on like a shelf or something. And like anytime, I mean, the console could literally like show a new power button and there's going to be memes about it. But it really is big. Like it was surprising me because they have like a thread where they showed it, you know, next to the Switch, the Xbox 360, the PS4, you know, all these different consoles. And I was like, damn, this shit's bigger than I thought it was. Like I knew it was solid, but it's actually pretty big.
Yeah, and I'm glad that when they did like the little breakdown of Sony's been putting out a bunch of videos recently of like the UI, like the insides of the console, all of those things like that. So It's basically so big because of the fan. Like they want to keep it as quiet as possible. I'm sure in 6 years when God of War 3 comes out, you're gonna load it up on your PS5 and it's gonna sound like a jet engine, I'm sure. But at least at the start, it's gonna be really quiet, and I think the size is fine. Like I'm not, at least for me, I'm just looking at my entertainment stand, and I have plenty of space for it. I'm sure people will make space for it. And at least there was a reason. They weren't just like, we have this cool design and it's huge because lol.
Right.
You know, like they had, it's for the massive ass fan. So I think it's fine. It works out.
Yeah, it'll fit through your doorways, so that's all that matters.
Exactly. You know, you might have to call a friend or two and like get a truck. Like, yo, I'm going to pick up my PS5. You got to get the flatbed.
Yeah, open up the garage door, you know.
Yeah. I hope you have a sliding door in your house, because like a regular door, it's not going to fit through that. So hopefully you can bring it around the back or something at least.
Yeah, just have like a screwdriver, you know, handy.
Yeah, open up the wall.
Yep.
With it's fine.
I wonder if they do. I know we talked about this a lot, but if they do make a God of War special edition, I feel like just like with the shape of the PS5, oh man, I'm so excited to see any special editions they do, because they can really like make this shit look fancy.
Yeah, definitely. And the like big white faceplates come off.
Yeah.
So like you can already get like your custom designed faceplates on it. So whatever Sony officially does, I think is going to be really cool. As we saw with this gen, they're definitely not shy about throwing out custom PlayStations. There's been a ton of them. So hopefully, of all of the games that would get a custom PS5, I'm sure it would be God of War. Yeah. So I'm very much looking forward to that, because I've never owned a custom console in my life, because I always get them when they first launch. So it's always just like the boring basic ass one.
Yeah.
But I'm not this time, so hopefully I can get me a dope ass God of War 2 PS5. Please, bro.
Time to start saving.
I know.
Time to start saving. Any other last words on the PS5?
Yeah, kind of like these accessories, how they've been shipping out the accessories. If you bought them like officially through the PlayStation like Gear store, I think they've been mailing those out already, and some people have them.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I pre-ordered I pre-ordered the DualSense controller, and but I pre-ordered mine on Amazon. So I don't know if they're going to be shipping those out early. It still says November 12th is the release date for it, but you know, they don't really notify you of anything until it ships. So I could get an email right now saying like your product is shipped, and then I'll get it in 2 days. But so if I do get it early, I could do a little like show offy thing on the pod next week or the week after or whatever, and you know, show you what the DualSense looks like. It's pretty cool.
I know. I think I might have to order one. It looks so nice, because I've always been an Xbox controller guy, but I think I might switch to the PS5 this gen. That's the wave.
It looks really cool. It looks like a good midpoint in between like the DualShock 4 and an Xbox controller. So now it's basically just the biggest part of it is like what it literally looks like the white and blue color scheme, and then the great debate of the analog sticks being next to each other or like off,
right?
Like how, so that's still the big debate on whether like you like that design or not. I've always been a PlayStation person, obviously. So I got to go with the DualSense. Apparently the haptic feedback triggers are really cool, but me using it on PC, I don't know if that's ever going to come into play until I actually get the console itself.
Right.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It looks super nice. The little rubbery grips on them, instead of, if you zoom in on them like a lot, instead of just being like dotted grippiness, the dots are actually the PlayStation symbols.
Oh,
so that's really
sick.
cool. Yeah, that's sick as fuck.
I didn't notice that.
So yeah, just little things like that I'd like to geek out about, and I'm really looking forward to getting the controller, because I've been using a DualShock 4 for 7 years now. It's time to upgrade.
Yeah, it's time.
Yeah. All right, let's stick in the video game department first, actually, before moving on to anything else. But we talk about Apex a lot, I think, on this show. Yeah, so Apex, because it is, I still say that it's the best BR out right now. And they dropped a Season 7 launch trailer.
Yes,
getting Season 7 has a lot, man. We're getting a lot of good stuff. I can't wait to see the balance patch, because that's like, and when it's all said and done, I think the balance patch is probably the most important thing, because it's like how the game actually plays.
Right.
But this season, we get a whole ass brand new map.
Dude,
so that's exciting.
It's beautiful too. I love the aesthetic.
Me too. It's so bright and colorful.
Yeah, I love how the vehicles work with the person driving in the middle, and then there's 2 side seats where people stand.
Yeah, that's a really cool idea.
And it hovers. And I mean, in the launch trailer, when they collided, it kind of just went in the black hole. I don't know what's going to happen in the game.
But my guess is that they're just going to kind of like hit each other, and
Yeah.
they're just going to like two cars crashing or something, except a lot less like climactic than that.
What if an actual black hole like just comes about and we're like IRL? Like, damn it, dude, I got to clean my room, but I got this black hole from playing Apex.
Yeah, it'd be like I'd be more scared to get in a car crash in Apex than in real life if that was the case.
Yeah. Yeah,
I would never even get in one, to be honest. It wouldn't be. No matter what kind of benefit they give you in the game, it wouldn't be worth it.
Yeah, fuck that. I wonder if you can run over people too, like in Call of Duty.
Yeah, I would guess so.
Yeah.
Do like, you know, at least some pretty good damage if you're going like full speed, maybe completely take out their shields or something.
That'd be sick. Yeah, I think that with vehicles in a game, yeah, it kind of sucks because like sometimes they're OP, but I think in this instance with Apex, I think it's going to create a lot more content because, you know, you're adding like speed and trick shots to the game, and you could like hit a jump off and snipe someone or just like push them. Like, I feel like it'd be a lot more fun to play aggressive.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It just depends. And then like third parties might be worse with vehicles because people can get around easier. Depends how fast they are.
Yeah, because you could also dip out of a place faster too.
Yeah.
Like, because something that's like really annoying in Apex is when you beat a team, and while you're looting, you get attacked by another team, then you kill them, then you get attacked by another team.
Yep.
So you might be able to like dip out faster. But yeah, like mid fight, there could be people driving in from all over the place. I'm really worried about the vehicles. I very, very strongly think that vehicles should not be in Apex. But in this instance, it is kind of like it's not like a big tank or a helicopter or something. It's kind of like a mongoose in Halo that multiple people can sit in, where it's just like, it seems like it's purely just for traversal.
Right.
So like, that's fine. It's really low stakes. I hope it doesn't like open the floodgates though, to where next season we do get a tank and then we get a fucking Gundam in there in season 9. That would suck. So
yeah. Also, I really want to see just like how Horizon plays into the game as well, because we really don't know anything about her abilities, like how they work, what they do. We just know that she's going to be like dealing with like space. She's like black holes and stuff. If it's going to like suck people into her ultimate where it does damage, or if it's going to work like grenades. I don't really know too much about her abilities.
Yeah, me neither. I don't know if they were leaked or something. I don't really pay attention to the Apex leaks too much, but from the trailer, my guess is that her tack is that little gravity thing that she threw. So it'll work like the over the past couple weeks in the Apex maps, like currently World's Edge and Kings Canyon, they've been doing like challenges where you have to open up this gravity thing. So it looked like her tack is she'll throw something down that'll like launch up a little gravity thing. You can throw it. Yeah, grav lift. So you can throw them at people to launch them in the air, and then they're kind of just in the open and you can shoot them easily. Yeah. Or you could use it for your own advantage to where you can get height or something like that. That's what my guess is that her tack is going to be. And then her ultimate seems to just be that black hole where it'll like suck people into it and possibly do damage or make them a super easy target. So yeah, I'm excited to see like what the exact specifics are of all of that stuff, because she seems really, really cool.
Yeah, and like as far as new guns and a new battle pass, like are they going to introduce a new gun? I haven't really heard too much about that.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, you never know, because it could still be like a surprise, but they seem to break it down like the new season pretty like in depth without showing us any cosmetics or anything like that. We usually get a battle pass trailer the day before I think it launches.
Yep.
So that's when we'll see all that stuff. But I don't know. I'm not gonna get my hopes up for a new gun.
Yeah, I know like so many people complain about just the actual gameplay of Apex, and I know like stuff has to be fixed, but I don't think enough people complain about cosmetics. Like I feel like it's just not that important to most people, when I think it makes the game so much more just fresh all the time. And I talk about it all the time, but I just don't think it gets talked about enough. Like I'll see so many different Apex community members or creators talk about there's no audio, this gun needs to be balanced, this Legend's OP, and I get that. Like gameplay is definitely king, but like cosmetics never, like people don't really talk about how lazy Apex is with skins and gun skins. Like they're literally just recoloring stuff for the most part. They're not animated. There's, it just seems so lazy to me, and I really hope it changes this season.
Yeah. Well, I feel like they've done a lot of events recently that are like all the skins from this season. All the events this season, I think, have been really good, like skins wise. Like the current Halloween skins look really cool.
Yeah,
the battle pass, but it's just like the actual battle pass themselves, like everything in there. I've never really been excited for like any of them except for the level 100 and 110 skins.
Yep, because they're animated
for the most part.
They're animated and like they're they actually have different like animations as you get more kills and damage. So it makes it exciting. It's interactive. And one last thing that I always talk about too is Apex needs to completely redesign and redo how their store works. It's literally just stuff that's already in the game that's overpriced. It makes no sense. Like, give me some new shit. I want to like see something that I want. Like, I've already seen everything that's in the store. I hate that. I hate that.
Yeah, they just give you the like recolored version. So like, yeah, everything in the store is just like the legendary stuff that's already in the game that you can just then buy for real money. And then there's always the two like recolored versions that are store exclusive that you have to have the legendary skin for already. And then you buy the alt skin with your scrap metal or whatever it's called. Apex, I don't know, whatever it's called. You know what I'm talking about. Crafting metals. There you go. So yeah, the store itself is like hardly ever even worth opening. I just wait and I always spend my stuff on the events. The events is where they always like bring it with the good stuff. But then all of that stuff is always like the Halloween skins right now. There's this cool Wraith Witch skin, but if I want that, I have to get a $60 bundle.
A bundle, that
not
comes
even
with
separate.
like,
yeah, it comes with like 2 Wraith skins, 2 Bangalore skins, and 2 or 3 gun skins, I think. I'm not about to spend $60 on any. You could give me every single cosmetic in the game for $60 and I'm not going to buy it.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but that's just me. It's a free game that I've put over 1,000 hours into. So if they think they've earned my $60 that way, then so be it, I guess.
Yeah. I'm if you had to make a prediction, what gun do you think is going to be the 100 and 110 for next battle pass?
The R301 is my guess.
Really?
Yeah, but that's also with a huge caveat that I don't know what the level 100 skin was for seasons 1 through 3.
Right.
So if the R301 already was, then obviously I sound stupid.
It was.
But it was? Okay, then it's definitely not that.
I'm guessing it's going to be something random like the Havoc or cool. Like, I don't know. Yeah, probably something random like the Havoc.
Yeah, I guess I should look up a list, I guess, but because I started playing hardcore in season 4, so like I know 4 through 6. Dang, it's really only been 3 seasons. Damn.
PK Flatline and G7.
Yep, I just got the G7 yesterday, finally. But I guess if the 301's already been, yeah, the Mastiff would be really cool. The Mastiff or the Devotion, I guess, would be.
Ooh, yeah, Devotion would be nice.
Other guess, yeah, because
Prowler.
We haven't got an LMG skin yet because we got the PK for the level 100, 110 in season 4. Yep. So they might not do the Mastiff since they already did that. So Devotion, I guess, is my guess.
Or Prowler, you'd be hyped about. I would too.
I'd be super hyped for the Prowler.
Yeah. I think the first 2 skins that were I don't know if they did it for all 3 seasons, but I'm pretty sure that was the R99 and R301 were the early ones, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'd have to look it up. But
yeah, I don't even have a guess. Apex, the only thing, not to stick on Apex for too long, but Apex is kind of like for me an instance where it kind of ruined everything else for me. Where like it feels way too good to play to where now if I'm playing another multiplayer shooter, it just like I just don't want to because it doesn't feel as good. Well, you kind of get some leeway in a story mode, like in a story game, like for instance, like Metro Exodus is like really slow paced and it plays way different than Apex, but it's good for a different reason. And then but it's more story based. Or like Doom also feels amazing, arguably just as good, but it still feels completely different. But I don't know, whenever I'm playing any kind of shooter, I'm like, well, this still doesn't feel as good as Apex. So I just want to, it's kind of like when the Marshall Mathers LP2 came out, and it's a pretty good album. It's not fantastic, but it's pretty good. But Rap God is just such a good song that every time I was listening to another song on that album, I was like, I could just be listening to Rap God right now. Yeah. So it kind of like that song like ruined that album for me, where like Apex is ruining all these other shooters that are coming out. I just want to play Apex instead.
Yeah, I think it's because we're so deep in Apex too. Like we're trying to get heirlooms. Even though we know we're not gonna, we're trying to rank
I never
up.
think about heirlooms.
We're trying to get event skins. It's a game that we all play. It's just like we're in too deep.
Yeah, and I'm glad now it has crossplay so we can play with the community.
Yeah.
And it's coming to Steam finally, so I can drop Origin. I'm so sick of Origin. So that'll be nice to have it on Steam. I really hope there's no issues from the start, which I'm sure there will be because there always is. But once we get through those, it'll be great. So we just have to see what time the season starts so we can be there minute one. Hopefully, it'd be cool if it was Tuesday night going into Wednesday, but if it's Wednesday during the day like it usually is, that's cool too.
Yeah.
I'll be playing it.
Exciting stuff.
Yep.
Exciting stuff.
Very much so.
What else we got?
Something that I'm not particularly excited for, but I know a lot of people are. Netflix today announced that they are doing a not collaboration, but they're doing a whole ass show of Assassin's Creed. They just tweeted this nice little video. It says Assassin's Creed, Netflix. So they're coming together. So Mr. Watch TV 23 and a half hours a day, ElectricityWave.
That's all I do.
Love the TV shows. Every single show that's ever come out, you've binge watched.
I watch every show, every movie. People know not to even bring it up because they know I've seen it. Like that's how much I love watching stuff.
Right. So how
no fucking clue.
How quickly are you gonna binge this Assassin's Creed Netflix show? No, for real though. On a scale of like 1 to 10, how excited are you for an Assassin's Creed Netflix show?
For anyone that doesn't know, I don't watch anything. That's the joke. But scale 1 to 10, it'd be actually I would say like an 8 because I would watch it. Yeah, I would watch it with my community. It's not something obviously I wouldn't watch it on my own, but yeah, say 8.
Yeah. So because of what they did with it, I think because The Witcher came before this, The Witcher isn't exactly a video game show because it's based on the book, but people know The Witcher because of the game. And how well The Witcher has done, then I think this has kind of driven people's excitement up a little bit more, like because Castlevania is really good, the anime, and The Witcher is really good. Because before all this, video game adaptations are notoriously terrible throughout all of the years. Video game movies just suck. So people are more excited for this, but I notoriously don't like Assassin's Creed. Like people that used to maybe listen to my old podcast from way back in the day, or just like my friends that I grew up with throughout the years, is like Assassin's Creed has never grabbed me at all, ever. Yeah. So I'm not really excited for this one. If it gets good like reviews or people are talking about it, I might check it out. But it was cool and kind of totally came out of nowhere, at least for me. So it seemed cool for people to get excited about this. And with how cinematic video games are these days, I don't necessarily think they need video games or like movies or shows or whatever. Like they can just exist as games. But people love Assassin's Creed so much, and it's such a big world, and they can do anything with it from any different time period. So I'll be excited to see what they actually do and how good it ends up being.
It depends on their like budget and just creativity, because you see what Marvel does. The movies are better than the games.
Oh yeah.
So if a video game concept can turn into what like Marvel does, then I definitely think that they should have shows and movies. But obviously, it's hard to replicate what Disney does because they have $50 quadrillion.
Yeah, they have all of the money.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. I want to just see like a trailer and kind of see, the vibe of it and the look and just how the actors look and just special effects, everything. I just want to get a feel for what I'm actually going to see, and then I'll know like how excited I am for it.
Yeah, because it has the whole like futuristic portion where you're like the person that goes in. I don't know any of the Assassin's Creed terminology, but I know that like you're in the present day or maybe in the future, and then you like jack into something that shoots you back to like way in the past is where most of the gameplay takes place.
Right.
So they'll probably do like, I'm sure it'll be the same concept with the show. Because like we also saw, to kind of merge it with a different topic, we saw Tom Holland as Nathan Drake for the first time.
Yep.
So this Uncharted movie, huge roller coaster. I feel like they announced this movie like a decade ago. But then now it's like it's happening actually now. Like we have a release date. We have Tom Holland as Nathan Drake. Mark Wahlberg Instagrammed a picture of him being Sully. Well, people for the most part. So Tom Holland, I think they nailed the picture. He looks like a young Drake. He also just looks like Tom Holland going on a hike, you know? So it's hard to say.
Uncharted. Either way.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's so weird because I had no idea who Tom Holland was before he was Spider-Man. So he's just like Peter Parker to me. So now to also see him as Nathan Drake, I don't know if that's kind of weird, but the Uncharted movies or the Uncharted games are so cinematic and they're so action set pieces. They're like Indiana Jones meets present day. Like they're so built around that kind of thing, right? To where again, I don't really think they need a movie, but it's such a different medium that it'll still be cool to get another Uncharted story, especially that it's a prequel, and especially since the games are probably on hold for a long time, if not forever. I'm definitely excited for this one, especially now where if this were to happen 10, 15 years ago, it would be terrible. But I think, but I think it has a good chance of being good. So I'm really excited for this one. You'll catch me at the theater to see this one for sure.
Do they have like a estimated release date?
Yeah, it's I want to say July 2021 maybe.
Okay.
It's within the next year.
Yeah.
Let me look it up just super quick for the people. July 16th, 2021.
Okay.
So, yeah, and it's a prequel, so it's not just like a retelling of the first game. That wouldn't be very exciting because I've played that like 3 times, so I already know what happens.
That's what makes it hard is for like video games to make a movie because like the story's been told. So how are you gonna either tell a different story or make a prequel or a sequel? So it makes it tough.
Yeah, and Uncharted, like to video gamers, like Uncharted is dope and people love Uncharted and it sold millions of copies and it's definitely like a mainstream name. But I think outside of the video game space, it doesn't have the same name staying power as like Halo or Mario or something like that. So it could totally introduce like a whole new audience to the story and who Nathan Drake is and all that stuff. So I think that'll be really cool.
Also, I was going to bring up or ask a question. Have you heard any news about the Last of Us show on HBO?
No. Nothing? Not a thing. I don't think they've said anything about that.
Yeah.
So maybe stuff got halted because of COVID or what, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like just all rules are out the window this year, to be honest.
Yeah. Some places have been going strong. Like we're still getting Mandalorian. Holy crap, Mandalorian comes out in like 3 days. I totally forgot about that.
Damn.
Anyway, some companies totally seized production on everything. Others just kept pushing through. Who the hell knows? I don't know what's going on with that show. Yeah. But I'm looking forward to it because HBO's been killing it for like 3 decades now. So I think that one's going to be good.
I can't wait till they pick up this pod.
Oh my God. Can you imagine an HBO produced Chillin' for Our Lives?
Jeez.
Holy shit.
Lucky them.
Yeah. You know how many people we'd bring to that platform? People don't know what HBO is.
They don't know our power.
Yeah, the Chillin' for Our Lives plug.
Yeah.
HBO Max will triple their subscriber base, dude.
It'd be like the trillions. Not really. But.
Trillions of people.
There's a trillion people. There's 7 trillion people on Earth, right?
Yeah.
Imagine, dude. You wouldn't be able to breathe.
Everyone would be required to have like 15 roommates.
Oh, a quick story real quick before we go into another topic.
Okay. I love a quick story.
I got No Man's Sky yesterday, and it's like a really cool like space exploration game, and it had turbo launch, but it like had I got revived. But I was playing it last night, and I got right to the point where you could like enter another system and name your system and planet. And instead of keeping the same name for this planet, I named it like I forgot how I spelled it. It was like URPEHNUS. So it looks like your penis, but I called it Urbanus. Like Uranus and Uranus.
Oh, wow.
So I'm looking forward to that going there again.
Yeah. That's
literally the whole story.
What a great story.
Urbanus.
I like the Uranus. I like the tie in there because I didn't know. I thought you were gonna say you named it like the storm or some kind of like ElectricityWave thing.
Yeah, no.
But to know it's just a penis joke. That's funny. I like it.
Yeah, Urbanus.
It's definitely
Someone like visits the planet. They're like, oh, it's called your penis. I'm like, dude, it's Urbanus. Have some respect.
For real. What do you think? I'm 13?
Yeah.
Come jump
Trying to
on
play it
Uranus.
off.
Come
I
jump
think
on
all my-
Uranus.
All my planets are gonna be like that, pretty much. They're gonna be really close, but not quite. But that's all I had to say about that. Do you want to?
I'm glad you shared though.
Thank you. I just randomly thought of it, made me laugh. And I was up at, it was like I was playing the game at like 4 a.m, laughing at that.
Dude, everything is so much funnier at 4 a.m.
Dude, some of the times that we've hung out at like 4 a.m. and just been dying laughing. Like, I wish I could think of one of the things that happened, because sometimes it really is that funny, but obviously the slap happy, tiredness makes it like infinitely more hilarious.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like if we did the same thing at like 11 a.m., it would just be like, oh, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But because it was like 3 or 4 a.m., it's like
Yeah.
you're dead. It's so funny.
I love it.
Yeah.
Uh,
I had a
what's
real
up?
quick. I had a thing like I'm not gonna say specifically what it was because it was me putting my name together with one of my friends' names. We created a Madden character. It was I think I was in middle school and we were it was like 5 a.m. or whatever. We just stayed up all night and we started a new Madden Superstar mode. We wanted to like just basically put ourselves together to create this one guy.
Yeah.
And like what we settled on our name being like for some reason just struck our funny so hard and. Oh man, I think I got like a 2-hour ab workout in the 5 minutes of laughter.
That's so funny because I had the same experience with one of my neighbors. We made like a guy in Madden, and he was the same name as a ESPN First Take or whatever, and it made us laugh super hard.
Well, like you made like Skip Bayless.
Skip Bayless. No, it was Michael Smith.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so we were just laughing because we didn't realize
that's
it
funny.
until after. I love that.
Yeah,
All that stuff.
yeah.
Do you want to talk about something that pissed people off?
Yo, I love talking about something that pissed people off.
Because we never really rant on this podcast, so I thought we'd switch up the vibes and talk about Google Stadia's creative director creating
Possibly.
havoc on Twitch. And I think you have a little bit more information on this because I don't have his tweet pulled up. What exactly did he say? Because I don't want to misquote.
All right, yeah, this was making the rounds. Is Alex Hutchinson? If I got to be honest, I mean, if you look this up, that you might be right, but I don't know if he's exactly Google Stadia's creative director. That might not be right. I think he's a creative director at like a video game studio that works under Google Stadia or Google. I think that might be the case. Anyway, his name is Alex Hutchinson. He blew up the Twitterverse this was 6 days ago now at this point.
So behind.
Yeah, so he said, quote, streamers worried about getting their content pulled because they use the music they didn't pay for should be more worried by the fact that they're streaming games they didn't pay for as well. It's all gone as soon as publishers decide to enforce it. The real truth is the streamers should be paying the developers and publishers of the games they stream. They should be buying a license like any real business and paying for the content they used. And boy, if everyone and their mother didn't have an opinion about this one.
Yeah, that was just like, I don't really know if I saw anyone agree with him, to be honest.
Yeah, well, the thing is that he is legally correct. Like, he's right, So I'm not saying he's right. Like, I agree with him and that Twitch should be shut down or whatever, but legally he's right. That's like how bars have to pay for the music that they play or they have to pay to like the NFL licensing or whatever. So in like factual Supreme Court lawyered up opinion or like facts, he is correct. And that I guess if Ubisoft or EA wanted to just fucking ban hammer the world because we're streaming video games that we didn't buy a license for, then they could. But it's just like, it just sounds so out of touch and it's been going on for so long and it's so mutually beneficial. Like tell the Among Us developers that Twitch is going to be shut down and just see how like fucked they feel, It's like, it's so beneficial for both parties that it's just kind of this unsaid thing where it's like, yeah, this is fine, So, and for him to just like tweet something like this totally unprovoked and just to rile people up, like, I don't know, he probably didn't assume that it was going to get this kind of reaction, obviously, considering this tweet has 8.3 thousand likes and the tweet he made before that has 57.
Damn.
So, yeah, so
Clout chaser.
So he obviously didn't expect something like this to happen, and he's definitely sticking to his guns if you read the comments and stuff. But yeah, it just sounds so like old man yells at cloud kind of thing.
Does this guy work for DMCA? Like, holy shit.
It sounds like it, yeah.
It's just like, I don't know. Like you said, like the Among Us guys, or just like any game, the amount of exposure that they've gotten from streaming services has like, I would like to see the numbers, but I feel like there's no way gaming hasn't gotten way more popular because of streaming and, made more money. So I don't know. It's just probably him just like thinking, I don't know like who hurt him, but I feel like it just was to a point where he was thinking about it. He's like, oh yeah, like me and my company have to pay for this bullshit that we use. Why shouldn't streamers? So then he just made a tweet real quick. And then, like you said, it's probably legally right and it could happen, but it's such a like asinine thing to even think that, I don't know, I just created a bunch of havoc. And I saw Dr. Disrespect quote tweet him, and then like after he does, that's gonna bring like hella attention to it. I would like to see the amount of impressions that had. It was probably tens of millions. But yeah, it was just crazy. Like, it was actually such a crazy take that I just didn't even like when I see stuff like that on Twitter, I don't even like respond because one, it gives him more exposure, and two, it's so what am I gonna say? Like, it's obvious that I wouldn't agree with that.
Exactly.
So stupid. But yeah.
Yeah, when I first saw it, I just saw like someone that I follow like commented on it or something, and I didn't think twice about it. But then I saw it again and again, and I kept seeing it. I'm like, oh shit, this is actually kind of like a big thing now.
Yeah.
But especially because DMCA gets brought up a bunch like throughout the years, or like every few months.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy that like it's the opposite typically happens, where these publishers pay the streamers for them to stream the game. Yeah. So like that's how beneficial it is for them that a company like EA will pay a bunch of people to stream Apex on launch day to garner attention to the game, Yeah. Like Fall Guys blew up because of Twitch, Phasmophobia blew up because of Twitch.
Yep.
If I know, I obviously know the law doesn't work like this, but if the Supreme Court took all of these game developers and all of these game publishers and they let them decide, they're like, okay, this is going to be a law, yes or no. What are we going to say? I bet the vast majority of them would say, just keep it how it is.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, it just seemed, like I said, legally he's right, but it's so like, why even bring this up? Most of us are aware this was maybe brought up years ago when Justin.tv was just getting popular, or streaming games on YouTube. Like Nintendo would probably be the only publisher that still says, no, we don't want you streaming our games. Yeah. So like, yeah, I don't know. It just seems so like he should have tweeted this 10 years ago.
Right. And like where you're saying, how like they will pay the streamers, it's the most like effective promotion that a game company can do, because the streamers playing it, they're making it entertaining because they're successful, and their audience is very well connected and trusts their opinion. It's not like it just pops up on a Google ad. Like, it's literally the most effective way to promote your game.
Yeah.
So
yeah, like that's why I don't really care about like video game review sites and stuff like IGN or GameSpot or whatever. Like if IGN, the company, gives a game a 9, well, like, what does that even mean? A person reviewed that game, right? So, like, the person that reviewed this game, that gave this game a 9, a different person could have reviewed this other game and gave it a 9. But if the other person reviewed the exact same game, maybe they would have gave it a 6. So, like, what does that even mean? But if I'm a huge ElectricityWave fan, and I know we like a lot of the same games, I like the games that I like watching him play games, I respect his opinion about games, and I watch him play this game, and he says it's great, and it's great because of this, and because of this. And I watched him play it for 2 hours, and I was entertained the whole time. Well, I know I'm probably going to like this game, and I'm going to go buy it now.
Yeah. It's actually crazy how much influence streamers have on their community. Like, when I first started getting back into Apex a lot of people that had the game but didn't really play it, they started playing it more and getting, like, really into, playing every day. So imagine, if I had an audience of, 10,000 people on average watching me. Like, that's a lot of people playing the game, spending money on it. So, yeah.
Yeah. So I figured like what you said about why you didn't respond to it on Twitter or whatever, like I'm sure every other podcast that has talked about this has kind of roughly had the same opinion, but it was big enough and I had enough to say about it that I figured it'd be fun to talk about. And, you know, not everyone just has their ear to the streets, you know? So maybe this is the first time a lot of the listeners have heard about this at all. So yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's what do you want to move on to next? I feel like we're blowing through these. How long has this been?
We are, but it's already been 15 minutes. So we could like do some quick little mentions and then move on to rapid fire probably.
Sure.
Okay. So
I guess I can just super quick mention Xbox Series X. They confirmed that if a game is currently playable on Xbox One X or Xbox One, so that's original Xbox games, Xbox 360, Xbox One, if any of those games are playable right now on your Xbox One, they will also be available to play on Xbox Series X. So hella backwards compatibility. Nice. Really, really cool. So if you're into that, that's cool. Nintendo Direct. They had a little mini Nintendo Direct today. Bravely Default 2 has been delayed, unfortunately. And let's see, what else did they say? Oh yeah, No More Heroes 1 and 2 is available on Nintendo Switch for $20 a piece. They're on sale for $18 right now. Those games are great if you've never heard of it. Very like action-packed, wacky anime. The main character's name is Travis Touchdown. That's about all you need to know about that one. So go play No More Heroes. It's a dope-ass little action game. And and Control is coming to Switch.
Yeah.
I don't know how the hell they got Control to run on Nintendo Switch, but I can't wait to see. I hope Digital Foundry does a video on that and just breaks it down and shows the PowerPoint slideshow that game's going to be on that console.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Is that... Oh, okay. And then very, very, very last thing is that Bug Snacks Future Game of the Year 2020 is going to be available for free for everyone on PlayStation Plus on PlayStation 5. So I don't know how, I think Sony's trying to bankrupt themselves by giving away Game of the Year for free, but you know, so be it. Go download Bug Snacks when you get your PlayStation 5. It's going to be lit.
Wonder if God of War is going to be free. Imagine.
The plan is probably, I bet they think that their PlayStation Plus subscriber base is going to skyrocket to get this game.
Maybe. It's so bizarre and weird, and whoever designed this game and created it were obviously... I want to know how many tablets of acid they had. I don't want to know if it's 6 or 7, but yeah, it's just such a unique game that it sticks out. Like we're even talking about it. You know what I mean? So they did something right.
Definitely. It's the same developer that made Octodad, if you remember that game. So
I've heard of it, yeah.
Yeah, so whatever they're doing over there, they're pumping out the meme games, man. So I'll never forget. I watched Critical play Octodad like 10 years ago. I was like, what the hell is this? But it's definitely one of my favorite Critical videos ever. And that got me interested, and I knew what the game was. And because it's just insane with Bug Snacks. I remember seeing that. It's like, here's Horizon, here's Spider-Man, here's Ratchet and Clank, here's Resident Evil 8. Everything's amazing. And then Bug Snacks still just stuck out somehow, man. Yeah. Crazy.
Bug Snacks is like the guy in the team that doesn't ever play, but you still root for him because he's like really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, you still like him. He's cool to have around.
Such an underdog that it's actually interesting and enticing.
Yeah.
So, speaking of rapid fire, no one spoke of it, but I'm going to speak of it. My first question, very thought-provoking, very deep. Here it is. If you ate yourself, would you become twice as big or disappear completely?
You would disappear completely.
Think so.
You definitely wouldn't become twice as big because you'd have to create
those calories
matter. No.
That's gains.
No. Because if you take a bite of yourself, if you could somehow survive eating yourself, you would just be the same thing. You'd be poop. You'd be poop, actually.
Maybe you'd be the same size.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You'd be the same thing. Okay,
so there's neither? Because the options were twice as big or disappear completely.
Yeah, so between those, you would disappear completely. But you definitely wouldn't become twice as big. But the true answer would be that you would just stay the same.
That's boring.
No, you would be poop.
How would you eat your own mouth, though? That's
you can kind of like bite your lower lip, you know? But you could definitely bite your tongue. I've done that a few times.
But how do you, once you bite your lower lip off and there's like a gap, how do you bite your upper lip? I really gotta, I might test this out.
Yeah, I might try. That could be your next YouTube video.
On YouTube, how to swallow yourself. I might get something else.
Yeah, you should search that on the hub, not YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that right now.
All right.
Yeah. I'm gonna go tubing on this podcast. But no, I think you would disappear. I think.
Yeah, it's a mindfuck. It's a funny like mindfuck question that I found, so I was like, might as well ask it.
Yeah. All I know for sure is that you wouldn't double in size. That's a fact.
That'd be sick if you did.
That would be. No, it wouldn't be actually. I do not want to be double size. I'd be 12 feet tall. You know how inconvenient that is?
Inconvenient. Yeah, because you wouldn't know how to store all your money once you make it the NBA. That's inconvenient.
I would, dude, a 12-foot tall person would ruin the NBA.
If they most of them don't even like have knees that last like 30 seconds, so they wouldn't last long.
Yeah, well, no, I don't know, maybe because if I doubled in size, I would still be proportional, you know? Like sometimes it's like
true.
my knees would still be double the size, so like I might still be able to function pretty well. Because like think about how dominant Wilt Chamberlain was back in the day, and he wasn't even 8 feet tall. Yeah, he wasn't even 7'6", you know? So think about add another 5 feet to that guy. There's no way. I would definitely make a team and we'd win the finals every year that I was still around. But
yeah, would you always get defensive 3 seconds? Because you're like you'd cover the entire court. You're like your leg just standing. I feel like you would be like you could touch both sides of the corner threes like with each foot.
I mean, maybe my defensive strategy would just be constantly like running in and out of the key, so I don't get 3 seconds.
Yeah, I feel like he could literally just guard the paint, and everyone else could guard the perimeter.
Yeah, it'd be like a 1-4 zone.
Damn,
that'd be OP.
Yeah, we should look into that.
Yeah, because I could be under the basket, and somebody could shoot like a mid-range jumper from the elbow, and I'll still block them.
Yeah, you'd have to be wary of getting like goaltending because it couldn't be on the downslope.
Yeah, I'd have to still catch it on. Yeah, when
it'd be like Yeti in NFL or Yeti in NBA Street 1.
Oh my god,
he's like 8'4".
Yeah, and he could still jump through the roof.
Yeah, my man had hops, dude.
Yeah, I love when they would do sometimes when they would only jump like an inch off the ground, but they would still do the full animation, so it just looked like he just like kicked his legs back and everything. That shit was funny. Yeah, it would happen to Yao too.
I love how they would catch a goaltending ball like midair, like Odell Beckham. Like they'd one-handed just snag it.
Yep, way back there.
Dude, what a great game.
NFL Street.
What a great game.
Yeah. NFL Street Volume 2 might be my favorite sports game of all time.
Yeah, it's definitely up there.
That one. It's if it's not 1, it's 2 behind NFL Street.
Say Madden 05 is up there for me.
Yeah.
FIFA Street too, as well, or FIFA Street as well.
Those games are good, but it's like way down there for me.
Yeah.
I'm just not as big of a soccer fan.
Yeah, it was a surprisingly fun game. But all right.
Would you work at the Krusty Krab?
Forever or just in general?
It's like it's your career.
My career?
If for some reason you're not allowed to be a content creator, you have to go get a job. Would you work at the Krusty Krab?
No, because I hate restaurants.
Yeah.
And like,
but it has such a different vibe though.
It would, but it'd be so annoying because like Plankton's trying to steal the recipe and I'm just trying to like check in and clock out. Like I'm just trying to get, my money. And then my boss is greedy, so he's never going to give me a raise.
Yeah, your boss charges you for existing.
Yeah, Squidward's a dick, like all the time. I don't want to work with him. Yeah. SpongeBob's too much energy. Like he'd be fun, but it's just so much energy. And then like you got like a bunch of fucking anchovies storming the Krusty Krab, and I have to clean up after that shit. Oh, and then I got this dude complaining because he doesn't have pickles when they're actually under his tongue. And like Fred's always breaking his fucking leg. Like there's just so much going on. I don't think I could handle it.
Yeah, that's a lot of excitement. You're right. But that could be good. Like when I'm at work, I pray for something to happen. Like when I used to work at Popeyes, Every now and then we would have to go like get something, like maybe go to another Popeyes to get whatever, like any job where they make you go do something different that's just like outside of the ordinary. I love that shit. I always volunteer. Yes, I'll drive somewhere for you. I'll do this random thing. Like, I would love that. So with the Krusty Krab, that happens all the time. I feel like I might be able to vibe out with Squidward. We could have those like just sit there and hate on people days, Like he's a few steps above me, of course, in the miserable category. But like I could still like at least sit there and be like, look at all these dumb people, So that'd be fun.
Yeah, I feel like I'm more of a SpongeBob vibe, and you're more of Squidward for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
but
that's a good question, though.
Yeah, thank you.
Number 2, what would be the worst thing to hear as you're going under anesthesia before heart surgery? It's the worst thing you can think of.
The worst thing you can think of is
I can think of a couple. Oops. That'd be terrible.
Here goes nothing.
Yeah.
That'd be another good one.
Or like, oh shit, that's not supposed to happen.
I just like things in that vein.
Yeah, like uncertainty.
Yeah, there's uncertainty or like
goodbye.
Yeah.
Say goodbye to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Anything like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone got an extra heart?
I feel like there's one on like the tip of my tongue that I just can't think of.
Mm-hmm.
But or like somebody get his wife on the phone, or like somebody get his mom on the phone, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything with uncertainty would really suck.
Yeah,
dude.
What's up?
Well, I got a cavity filled like a week ago. I might have told this. I don't think I told this story on the pod.
No, not on the pod.
Yeah, so like he gave me the numbing stuff. He gave me the numbing shot, and after a while, I was like, I still feel the same. Like he like took it. He gave me the shot, and then he was like, all right, we'll give that a few minutes. Then he came back, and he was like, all right, how do you feel? I was like, I feel the same. He was like, really? I was like, yeah. I don't feel numb at all. He's like, all right, well, let's like try it and like we'll just see. And I was like, all right, you're the doctor.
Oh no.
So I lay back and he starts going. He's like, if you feel like if anything feels off, just like squeeze my hand. And I was like, okay. So I'm feeling all nervous and stuff because I think I've gotten cavities filled 2 times prior to this, and they both went perfectly.
Yeah.
And so like as soon as I hear the drill start to go, and I'm like, oh my god, dude, this is gonna suck. And then as soon as it touched my tooth, thankfully it wasn't like a sharp pain, but I could feel it. So I like instantly grabbed it. He's like, oh, all right. So then he backed off. He gave me another shot. And then he, like 5 minutes later, he came back and he was like, all right, you feel it? How are you feeling now? I was like, I kind of feel the same, to be honest. He's like, really? I was like, yeah, like I can at least feel it right now, but I still don't like feel like I usually do when I get this done. He's like, all right, well, let's try it. And then thankfully that instance, it totally worked just fine, but I was fucking nervous the whole time.
Oh, man.
Because I know I've heard like some people, because, like it gets more sensitive as it goes down, So like when he starts drilling at first, I was like, all right, I'm not feeling anything. And then, but I was worried, like once he said I'm almost done. So that's how I knew he was like way down there. So I was like, literally at any instance, I could feel the worst pain of my entire life. Like that was going through my head while I'm getting my cavity filled.
Fuck, dude.
So I was probably sweating bullets, man. I was probably squeezing the fuck out of the nurse's hand. Like I don't even know what I was doing, but that was a rough experience. It went well. So like, it's not really the doctor's fault. He did everything right. But in that instance, I was terrified.
The nurse's hand is just like deformed and like broken. Yeah. Like, how'd it go?
Her pinky's like a zigzag and everything.
Yeah. It's like a right angle. It looks like a hangman game.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It went well. I didn't feel anything. Thanks, doc.
Dude, that's the worst. I remember, when I got the same thing, like they numbed it, but I still could feel like the deep pinch when they did the shot.
Yeah.
Or even when they give the shot before they do the drill, like you can feel the pinch. Oh, I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate
yeah, because like growing up before I went a long time before I got my first cavity because my mom was like such a stickler about brushing my teeth and everything. And like, I still do obviously, but you know, between pop and just sugary candy and everything is just bound to happen eventually.
Right.
So growing up, I always heard people talking about like, oh, the shot sucks. You know, like you see this long ass needle and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I was all nervous about it the first time, but like the shot is like the easiest part, I think. Like it kind of hurts, I guess, but the worst part of getting a cavity filled is easily the rest of the day where you like feel the just numbness of your mouth. But I think this doctor must not have used as much as my other dentist because like it wasn't that bad. So like I think between the 2 shots that he gave me, it must have been the absolute perfect amount because it was enough to where I didn't feel the drill, but then also the numbness was gone in like 2 hours. Whereas the other dentist, I was numb completely for like the whole rest of the day until I woke up the next morning. So like he probably should have given me more, but I guess it just ended up working out.
Yeah. Oh, so, it's like PTSD with that shit, man.
Yeah, man. I was so nervous. Just any second this drill's about to touch the nerve in my tooth and I'm going to want to die. But it never happened. So here I am. You know, as well. All right, design your. Is this the last question? This is it, right?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Design your own candy bar. Your favorite, your favorite chocolate company. Oh, it has to be chocolate though. Design your own chocolate bar. Your favorite chocolate company, whether it's whatever, anyone comes to you and says, "All right, Mike, here's a blank check. Design your candy bar."
Damn, this is tough. I would probably, the chocolate has to be on it. Chocolate would be on the outside.
Okay.
And then on the inside, I would do a mixture of probably peanut butter, caramel, and like the Kit Kat type of stuff.
Ooh, like the wafers, like the crispy wafers?
Like wafer. So like chocolate on the outside, and then you bite into it, you get peanut butter, caramel, and wafer.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Is it like thick like a Snickers, or is it kind of thinner like a Kit Kat?
I would like it to be like how Reese's are, where they're still soft.
Okay.
I would not want it to be crunchy. So I don't know how that would work. I'm not a big chocolate technology guy, but that's what I would do.
Have those soft wafers in there?
Yeah.
That sounds good. I would want one. You know what you would call it?
Chocolate.
That's tough. That's kind of putting you on the spot.
Yeah, chocolate, caramel, peanut butter. I would just call it like the abomination.
All right, I'm in for that.
Something like that. Yeah, something chill. Play on words.
Mine would be an ice cream bar. You know, okay, you can.
Oh, it's such a good answer.
Like, you know how you can get like a frozen Snickers ice cream bar or whatever. It would be that. So it'd be a chocolate outside with French vanilla and chocolate ice cream on the inside, and it would also have so starting at the bottom, you got your chocolate, the outside. First layer is cake, vanilla, like yellow cake. That's the next layer, and then above that is caramel, and then above that is nougat, like Three Musketeers or Milky Way nougat. Yeah, and then above that is the ice cream. That's French vanilla and chocolate swirl, and then above that is the top outer chocolate shell. That's my candy bar. I don't know what I'd call it.
After you eat our candy, you're gonna have to get a fucking shot for having a cavity. So
sign me up.
Yeah,
I'm in.
Jeez. God, I love ice cream bars.
I'm definitely about to go to the store after this pod now.
Dude, that's all it takes.
Yep, that's all it takes. No, I'm not really gonna go, but I might. I mean, I end up going to the store like at least like whenever I'm totally done with my day and I know I'm about to sit down and get in some Apex with the boys. I always want to make a quick run to the store really quick because it's just like right across the street. So I can just grab myself like a protein bar or like a Coke Zero or some that's like not actually good for you, but at least not terrible for you. Try to get that happy medium.
It's like happiness filler where it's not quite pure happiness, but it's something.
Exactly. It satisfies. It makes it so like right now I would kill for a Ben and Jerry's right now. Mm-hmm. But instead, if I go and get myself a Lenny and Larry's cookie, then it's not complete happiness, but I no longer need the Ben and Jerry's. So it works.
Yeah. It feeds the addiction.
Yeah. Until tomorrow when it comes back. But
right.
I'll worry about that tomorrow.
Nice, man. That was a solid podcast.
I think so. I enjoyed it.
We're looking cute on the thumbnail, hopefully. If I do a good job. We got Halloween costumes on. Please, if you watch this podcast, show us your Halloween costume and do hashtag C4OL and add us on Twitter. Tag us, C4OL podcast, and we will retweet every single Halloween costume we see on the account.
That's a fact. I actually genuinely, this is not like just advertisement or clout or whatever. Yeah. I genuinely want to see your, and I know you do too, genuinely want to see all of your Halloween costumes. I think they're sick.
Yeah, I want to see who has the best Halloween costume. And then also have a great Halloween. If you're, drinking, please be safe. If you're eating a bunch of candy, please be responsible or not. And
you guys responsibly drink, but don't responsibly eat candy. Have at that shit.
Yeah, I mean, just don't come crying to me when you have cavities. That's all I'm saying.
Right. You know the repercussions going in, and you'll be fine. Just don't get COVID either. If you're gonna go, are people going door to door this year? I don't know.
No COVID chocolate bars.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys for listening. This was episode 55, our first Halloween episode. We dressed up for you. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure that you follow the Twitter, subscribe to the YouTube. Leaving reviews is probably the number one thing that you could do for us to help us, as well as referring to friends to listen to the pod. And, we see the comments. So we'll see you guys in there.
Every single one of them.
We see suggestions. We see, comments. We see the love. We see the support. So thank you guys so much for sticking with us. This was Chillin' for Our Lives podcast. We'll see you on episode 56 next week. Have a wonderful Halloween and week. We're out.